Hi, I don't know how much time I have because the baby is sleeping. And I wanted to show you how I stretch when I just have a few minutes and I want to get a lot done. So if you have a few minutes and you want to move your body a little bit, you could come up to stand and do this along with me, or save it for when you need to take five. So from standing, hi Leonard, everyone needs me. You're gonna reach your arms up in the air. Interlace your fingers or just reach your hands up. You could flip your palms, push your chest out, maybe lean side to side a little bit. Ooh. And then let your arms come down. I naturally started to roll my shoulders around. You could do that. You could kind of go like one at a time, or you could put your fingertips on your shoulders. Sometimes that feels good. Move them around. And then let your arms come down. We're going to let our arms sway. These are kidney taps. You let your hands stay heavy. You're moving from the shoulders. And then slowly from the center, let your body come back through the middle. All right. You're going to stand on one leg and you're going to lift the opposite leg up with your knee bent. I like to point my toes when I do this. Feels totally different if you flex your foot, so you could try that. And then we're going to go the other way. So you're going to pick your leg up and bring it in. Yeah. Almost like you're stepping into big pants. And then come back through the middle. We're going to stand on one leg, cross the other ankle over the top of your thigh, bend your knees and sit back. So one option is to just sit down as deep as it feels good to stretch. Another option would be folding over the top leg. You could stretch your hips back. You could hold on to something or play with balance. Reach your arms forward. And even another option would be bringing your fingertips to the floor, but only if your arms are long enough and it feels nice. Oh, and then come back up to stand. Shake it out a little bit. We'll go the other way. So again, cross your ankle over your leg. Bend your knees, sit back. Again, chest can be vertical. You can reach forward and out. You could bring your fingertips down to the ground. On this side, I'm really tight right now, so I'm actually going to kind of do a hybrid. I'm going to be up with my chest and then out. You do you. Couple more breaths, and then come on up. Shake it out. All right. And bend your elbows back behind you. Reach your fingertips towards whatever's behind you, and then option to interlace your fingers. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that crack. It's from baby holding. You could just stay right here. You could reach your knuckles down and start to reach your chest up. And you can release your arms whenever it feels good. I like to roll myself out a little bit after that. Bring one arm across and grab a hold of the outside of it with the other hand. Little outer deltoid stretch. And then switch. Ooh. This left arm is taking the brunt of the holding. I'm sure in your life you have asymmetries, parts of your body that are affected by what you do. Bend the other arm, a little tricep stretch. And you can push the elbow up into the hand to give a little extra oomph. And even more oomph, lean to the side. So just remember that because you do things that are asymmetrical, your body is asymmetrical. You don't have to do the same exact things on each side to get a good stretch. In fact, we usually need different things on our sides. Longer in poses, shorter, little extra poses here and there. So move with you. Oh, and then come on up and shake it out. We're going to bend one knee and step the other leg back behind as far as you want to go into a lunge. So you could stay really upright. You could bring your back knee down. Ooh, that feels good. Has nothing to do with like better. Better is subjective. It's what it feels like for you. So this might feel like you get a better something out of it. Knee on the floor might. Arms could stay down or come up. And then switch it out. Oh. Lunges I find to be a great place to explore how you might need something different left to right. You know, you could try the back knee. You might say, no, thank you. You might want to hang out in both for a couple of breaths. Oh. Again, arms could be up or down. And then go ahead, step forward and out. We're going to interlace our hands behind the back. You could stay upright again, or you can hinge at your hips and fold forward. Let your knees stay soft and your spine get long. Hands can stay at the low back, or they can start to come up and overhead. And then go ahead, let your arms come down, and find your way into hands and knees. And here we're going to move the spine, a little cat and cow, belly and chest towards the floor, and then tuck the chin and tailbone, arch the back. You could move with your breath, so if it feels good to take some time connecting breath to movement, giddy up. You could also just spend some time with each shape. Take a few breaths when you're, doing one or the other. And then bring your toes together, knees apart. Sit your hips back towards your heels if that's okay for your knees. And then walk your arms forward. Let your head and shoulders come down. If that doesn't feel good in your knees, you could keep your hips stacked over them instead and get a similar spinal release. And crawl your arms over to one side. See if you can get a little extra something down the long side of your body. And then come back through the middle and over to the other side. And come back through center. Swing your legs around towards the front. I mean, you're not necessarily on the yoga mat. I know I'm not. The front side of you. And I find that just sitting in, this is called Dandasana in yoga, staff pose, you're like a right angle. That just sitting here and breathing can offer a lot of heat, a lot of awareness, and a lot of length in the body. So take a few rounds of breath here. See if you can sit up taller through your spine. You might want to push down through your hands. You could be on fingertips. You could have your hands in front of your heart or behind you. Notice what parts of the body are working, what parts of the body maybe don't want to be working. And then crawl one arm over to the side and lift the opposite hand. Lean over. Try to sit your hips down into the ground. And then come on up and go the other way. And then come back up. You could stay right here, or you can crawl your way forward into a forward fold, Hashimotonasana. When I forward fold, I like to keep my legs active at first and try to get my spine as long as I can for as long as I can, so that when I eventually let my head and shoulders come down, that it's not just yanking the low back. You might know that feeling. I find a little more lift helps me get a little more length. Couple of breaths there. walk yourself up. Bend your knees, feet together. This is another place where lifting the chest and trying to support the low back can help you open up through the lower half of the body more. So you could stay just sitting up tall and you can fold forward. Try to push your feet together and see what that does in your hips. And then come on up. Bring your legs wide apart side to side. You could stay right here. You could crawl yourself forward. We'll come back to this one, so don't overdo it. Just find a place where you feel sensation through the entire inner line of your leg and you can breathe. It's crucial. And then walk yourself up and over one leg. You could rest your forearm palm up on the thigh, on the shin, or on the floor, on the thigh. And then other arm lifts up and overhead towards your foot. So you may or may not find your foot with your hand. Doesn't matter. See if you can open your chest. Even another option would be to bring your top arm behind you and get a little pec and shoulder action in there. And then come on up and we'll go the other way. Again, this will not be the same side to side. So don't stress about doing the same thing or getting to the same place or even experiencing the same kind of sensation. Hey, George. And then come on up. And then since I don't hear the baby, I'm going to just give us one more little sequence on the ground here. We're going to come on to the back with our knees bent, feet on the floor. Oh, I'm actually going to change where my head is because I felt like I was in a cave over there. Okay. I'm going to cross ankle over thigh, just like we did standing. And then one option would be to stay here and push your ankle into your leg. That'll get some stretch. You might even feel good lifting your hips and kind of letting them shake a little bit. Another option would be bringing your knees up towards your chest to hold onto your legs. You could add anything you wanted, straightening the top or the bottom leg or hugging the top leg in more. And then switch sides. George, get your butt out of my face. Ooh, more bones popping over here. I'm not sure if this little microphone can pick them up or not, but well, they're happening. And then when you're done with that side, come into a happy baby pose. So you could either hold on to your feet with your knees bent wide outside your rib cage. You could hold onto the backs of your thighs. Or a variation I like is to hold with your arms inside your knees and your hands around the front of your shins. And then legs can hang forward. I think that feels great. And they're all different. So again, not one better than the other, just lots of options. Including the option to move a little bit here, so you could kind of roll side to side and extend one leg at a time. You could extend both legs up into the air if that's in your range of motion today. Oh. Feel free to find a place if it feels good. You can stay. That sentence did not make any sense. And then bring your feet together, your knees apart on the ground. And take 5 deep, full breaths. And let them out. You could stay there as long as you want. Or if you're ready to come up, if your child is yelling for you, or you got to get back to work, or whatever the case might be, you can come back up to seated for a couple of breaths if you've got them. And you can just go on with your day. I don't know about you, but I feel way more in my body. I feel like everything moved a little bit. I definitely have an idea of some places that could use a little extra TLC. So yeah, hope that was helpful. I will see you soon. Say goodbye, George Cat. Hail yourselves.